Anyway,
Why my culture center?
why my cultural center?
The boundaries between stores.
All right now. And let's bring it a little closer within ourselves.
Showing up today.
Showing up. Waking up every day with the concept that you're going to do something to take better care of your family and yourself. Anytime that you go ahead and you study, even though you're tired, you don't want to do the next piece of homework you have to do, but you sit down and you focus your mind, you're like, I'm going to get my homework done. You've used the presence of Kuchi Chakarita.
Yes. Even when your family's been impacted by paper genocide, and you was black Indians and were said, no, you're not, you something else. And you say, no, we're not that, we are who we are.
Yes.
So, self-determination.
Yes. Honor that. Ujima. I got feels. Collective work and responsibility.
Collective work and responsibility.
All right, as we've called out before, the collective work and responsibilities of that is South Side. Why not? Edmonton Center. There's many businesses, small businesses, owned by African American, descent, African American, Native descent here that are thriving and doing well. Okay?
Are there projects?
Hey.
Collective work and responsibility.
Yes. Yes, and an example even of this evening is a pulling forth of many different communities, pulling this off.
Yes.
Even making sure you have food upon your belly, being able to recognize that and know that you're supported.
Yes.
It's your foundation. Ujama. Cooperative economics. It's crazy, we just talked about that. Cooperative economics. Now, cooperative economics, yeah, we can look at it on a very business, corporate level. But that also represents when your mom says, oh goodness, we just ran out of toilet paper, and I'm gonna go next door and my neighbor has an abundant more. You know? It also represents the times where you're standing in line and someone, especially an elder, is fishing for money, and you got abundant to give, and you're like, here, let me give you a couple of dollars to help you out. Receive that. Receive it and give it if you can. You'll be surprised what you have done for your community in such a very small but very powerful way. Okay. It's done. Oh, yes, ma'am. The next one. Nia. Yes, ma'am. Purpose. And that purpose can be anything. You can look at the companies that you frequently use or services that you get from different places, and you can find out what their purpose is and how they have purposefully fit in your own community, how they've given back, how they've done what they do for the people. Purpose can be as simple as your intent for the day. I intend today to fulfill all the things I put off from yesterday. That's my purpose. And then you can look at it even greater than that and say, what is my purpose for my life? What do I want to be known for when I move on or move to the next city? I want someone to know that one was about blah, 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 blah. You know? Purpose. Yeah. Kuamba. Creativity. Your creativity can be anything. It can be deciding on exactly what you're going to wear that day because you need that extra oomph to help you forge forward for your purpose, your Mia. It can be as simple as writing a beautiful love note to your loved one that you've always loved. Creativity can be like that beautiful woman that did a painting at one of our events for Black Living Young Group.
Yes, I mean,
She showed up regal and poised, and she sat there and she did artwork on the spot. Auntie, letting all that flow through her. That's creativity.
yes.
And when you start initiatives like the Our Day Project, when you keep doing things that are in line with that creative flow of energy that's within you, that is the creative force of the universe. It is creative, and that's who we are. We're minor creators. Yeah?
Yes.
All right then. I didn't know we was going to turn this into. Okay. All right then. Okay. This is what we do. I just think we know. We all said, okay. That's what happens. Imani. Faith.
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 In this moment, we can ponder upon a whole lot of negative stuff.
True.
But let me take a second to step in and say this. Oh, I am here. We give power every time we speak. Our voice are like drum and stick. You vibrate when you speak. Yeah?
Yeah.
And when you constantly talk about the mishaps, you give it power and people gather more fear. And therefore they end up feeling helpless. But there's a way to say, yeah, this is happening, but and this is happening now.
Right.
And that way you have shifted energy. Okay, we're talking priesthood stuff now, okay? We're talking about real stuff. You shift the energy when you take the focus off of the negativity. You can acknowledge its existence just like you acknowledge the light being off. But then you come right back and say, I love it when I light the candle. I love it when I can switch the light on.
Yes.
I love it when I can change my mind and when I change how I feel, and then I change my actions, and then that vibrates from you, and it gets to be contagious, and you spread that vibrant energy of love and energy to others, and it spreads, and it supersedes color, nationality, sexuality. It supersedes political stance. It supersedes it all, because in the end, we all want to dance when the sun is out. And in the end, we all want to bask in the moonlight. And in the end, we all love the laughter of children's voices. Because in the end, we all want to make sure crops grow so that we can break bread again. We are one, every one of us. Regardless of our seeming differences, we all have desires. We all have dreams. Tap in and remember that for each other. I will turn this microphone over to this beautiful, powerful young lady to my left. I give thanks for her ancestors, for her courage, her presence, her purpose, her steadfastness. We are truly defined because of that. And Sister, can I leave it with you the moment of this? And so it is. And so it is. All right.
Can we give a hand for the people?
All right. So the last thing that we want to acknowledge and invite, because this setup is going to stay in place until the day of the 1st, until after Kwanzaa has passed, so that our community has a place to come and gather our thoughts and our gratitudes, and also just to come and have space to be in and embody what has been present with us today. And so the invitation is to put up personal examples from yourself for this year, or just general gratitudes that you have, just to give thanks. We all know that 2019 was a very intense year, am I right? Yes. Right? So we have some things to give thanks for, because the fact that we can all sit in this room and there are folks that wanted to be here that couldn't be here, we can give thanks for that.
Yes.
So I want to take this moment to go ahead and invite up our next wise woman, Miss Phyllis Utley, to share Hope Springs Forth Brightly. And I just also want to acknowledge that there has been work happening in our community on these levels with African American cultures and tradition all year. And an example of that was our Celebrating African Americans Through Public Art project, which just installed last month. If you haven't seen those spaces, definitely go check them out. I'll let Phyllis speak more to it. But we want to really ground and acknowledge that African Americans have had a presence in this community and many communities of Asheville, and that's also what this is about, is making sure that we're not invisible and that we celebrate our own culture and stories. So let's welcome Ms. Phyllis Utley.
So let me just double check with you. Can I get any kind of lights? I'm just saying, that superpower hasn't quite kicked in yet. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of light will help. Thank you. And I also wanted to share, Seth, I think you might be able to help me with this. There's some papers that are in the back that's on yellow pieces of paper that talks about, if you some literary art, to let you know where this comes from. And also, I wanted to share that there's a mural and some artwork that was done collectively. The mural is on the corner of Eagle and Market Street. It's on where the parking deck is. So it's not very far from here. And the title of the installation is Hope Springs Forth Brightly. And near the fire department. Do y'all know where the fire department is? Yeah, the fire department, some of the artwork is there on cubes. And so I do encourage you to check it out, take a look at that, because it was a compilation of a lot of people putting their thoughts, feelings, memories together. And so I'm watching to see where the yellow piece of papers are going. So there'll be some coming along this side of the room. And it really, one of the wise men talked about, well, we can talk about the things that could be, that we're not happy about. And there's a lot of that, right? We could spend a long time. Or someone said I could curse the darkness or light a candle. So I'd rather light a candle. And so Hope Springs Forth Brightly. I'm going to read this, and again, it's coming around, I think just about almost everybody has, so you'll be able to take a look at it a little further after this event as well. So, in honor of the legacy, heritage, and culture of this historical African American business and residential area of the block, we invite you to explore the past history of those who lived and breathed in this thriving, vibrant community. 1978, Dr. Wesley Grant presented city officials with a list of, somebody say the word, what's next? Demolished or establishments, which he simply titled losses. It accompanied a letter which began, in the East Riverside area, we have lost more than, how many?
1,100.
What were they? How many beauty parlors?
6.
How many barbershops?
5.
How many filling stations?
5.
How many grocery stores?
14.
How many laundry mats?
3.
How many apartments?
8.
How many churches?
7.
How many shoe shops?
3.
How many cabinet shops?
2.
How many auto body shops?
2.
How many hotels?
1.
How many funeral homes?
5.
How many hospitals?
1.
How many doctor's offices?
3.
A total of 16 types of businesses in residential areas. The combined total of 16 cubes on Eagle and Market Street represent those losses. So the mural itself represents the area of the block, and we know that the black community was much more than one specific little small area, so much more. So I want to acknowledge that as well. The Market Street installation represents the past, the Eagle Street installation represents the future. So, Hope Springs Forth Brightly tells the story of the past, but, and I would say and, most importantly, the future. The installation is an incredible collaborative artwork, and it goes on to tell you the various people that are involved in that. But I just wanted to give you that background information. I'm not going to read it all, you have that for yourself. So understand that that's the background behind it. Hope Springs More Brightly. How could I die of despair when I sink into the murky waters of hopelessness? My feet touch at last the flat rock of faith, and I spring up to the light